So, good morning. Chris Worden from... what I'm going to do every couple of days is actually give people some examples of what it is we actually do. We put videos up quite a lot, giving information. We'll post reviews on Trustpilot so you can see that we're good at what we do. But I think the power is actually in the application of what we do. Because all this information, if you don't know how to use it, it's probably not that useful. So I'm going to keep the client's details confidential, obviously. But let's just say that there was a lady called Paula who reached out to us in May time. And Paula sold jewellery. She did it online and via catalogues. So when we spoke to her, she'd accrued 6 figures of debt to the HMRC. That included corporation tax, VAT and PAYE. On top of that, she had £200,000 worth of secured debt. So if you remember my video the other day, secured debt where she'd signed a personal guarantee. On top of that, she'd taken a £90,000 merchant terminal advance. So people out there might realise that these card machine providers, they can give you a terminal and they'll actually advance you money on it as well. So she'd taken one of those. There was some debts to suppliers. This business had been going for well over 10 years, been successful for a number of years. And then what happened is the sales fell 80% in April, on the back of COVID. So when she called us in May, very distressed, didn't know what to do. So the first thing is we had a chat with her. We reviewed the business's full position. We went through all the debts. We went through all the assets. We looked at the management information that the lady had. And the first thing that we actually did is we spoke to HMRC on her behalf, just to say, listen, we're looking at this at the moment. We're reviewing the position of the business, and we're going to come back to you with our thoughts. So initially, the client wanted to do something called a CVA. So for those of you that don't know, a CVA is an insolvency procedure which allows the company to continue to trade, where you restructure all the company debts, you put them, if you will, into one pot, and you pay those over 5 years. So it's called a company voluntary arrangement. Lots of really big companies do it. Lots are doing it on the high street at the moment. And she'd already been visited by another insolvency company who suggested that the best way forward was a CVA. Now, the problem with that for this client is that, a CVA, let's say you owe, I don't know, £200,000. You need 75% of your creditors to agree to the CVA, and you pay that back over future profits over 5 years. Now, back in May, we had no way of estimating whether this business was going to make it, because sales had gone through the floor and dropped by 80%. Now, when we looked at things really carefully, it was apparent that the debt burden that this business built up was too problematic. And with what was going on in the world, after some really hard conversations, it was decided that this client would be better entering into something called a pre-pack liquidation. So there was quite a lot of stock that the client had, and she had it independently valued, okay? And she formed a new company, and the new company agreed to buy the stock of the old company and pay for it over a period of 12 months. She entered into liquidation. And in the liquidation, we included obviously all the unsecured creditors, so HMRC. There was 1 or 2 suppliers that were included in the liquidation, and the merchant terminal advance. Now, when the new company pays the old company, pays the liquidator for the stock of the old company, the creditors that she owes money to will get some type of return. They're not going to get all the money back, but they will get something. Now, when she went into liquidation, you'll remembered me earlier saying that there was £200,000 worth of secured debt, and they started to move in on her. So we then, one of our team helped her renegotiate the personally guaranteed debts, and after about 4 or 5 months of back and forward, though that £200,000 of secured debt was reduced down to just under £100,000, and it was restructured into another loan. So what's the outcome of this? Well, the outcome is she can still trade. Sales are picking up. They're not what they were pre-COVID levels, but the business is now profitable again. And the lady, she was beside herself for months. You know, it was a really challenging time for her. But what we was able to do at First Business Rescue was to hold her hand, put our arm around her, walk her through all the problems and potential pitfalls, and help her design a strategy of how to overcome these things and what to do. And we spent lots of time on the phone with this client because she'd never done anything like this before. So it's not lost on us how traumatic it can be. So I hope you found that useful. That was a pre-pat liquidation. It was, it essentially saved the business, and it's now continuing to trade in a different name. But the website's still going. She's still servicing customers, and she's able to make a living. So listen, if you found it interesting, give it a like, give it a share, ask me any questions. If you are concerned about your business and you do not know what to do, you've got arrears, you've got bills, you've got things you can't pay, your revenues fell off a cliff, then get in touch with me. I can help you. Our team here have got a wealth of experience. We'll talk to you for free. We'll give you some independent advice. Thank you for listening to me today. I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.